Animal Crossing. Always so nice. Animal Crossing is so nice. It's just so chill. Got everything posted on Discord. I'm gonna scroll live scene. Alright, there we go. So I didn't bother clearing all my inventory, obviously. I've still got some stuff. I think I still have to take this to this and one of the dandelions. Community center. There. Not sure where I'm keeping hazelnuts. Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh yeah, and I got this chili pepper out to give it to the old guy. Where's that crystallariums even? Oh yeah, it has made one. Morning, Zed. How are you? You're about to go to sleep? Oh. Well, thanks for stopping in before you head to bed. I hope you have good rest when you go to sleep. Head out. Right. The heater I need to keep until I get like a barn. I think the heater is just for the barn. Oh, I'm not sure if it does anything in the coop. Days, yeah, we've got enough. So crazy, like this is morning for me. Over there, you're about to go to bed. Basic head shape for what you're drawing. But you can't get the free trial you were promised, so you can't save it. Well, if it's just a 2D drawing and you want to save some line art, you can always print screen it and just pop it in paint. 3D, there's not much you can do about it, unfortunately. "5:30 a.m., so it's morning." Oh, it's 5:30 a.m., but you're just about to go to bed, I see. Gotta be honest, I thought I could make olive oil, or some kind of oil in general, from the olives. That's why I planted a few of them. Because in Story of Seasons, you can make olive oil from olive trees. And I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to here either. But I haven't found out what processor to put them through to get oil out of them. Yeah. Olives are used to make oil in salads. Yeah, like it says you can make oil out of it. You can't stay up because you got a meeting at 11 and you need to get some sleep. Aw, alright. Well, hey, grab some rest then. But thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. The nuts. I want to dry. I don't know what to do with them. Guess I'll just hoard the olives. Is this a normal stream time now? I'm gonna try and make it be a normal stream time. I want to try and get a longer stream done before Starlight gets home from work. Because I can't do the night streams anymore. At least not while Starlight's on this current schedule he's on at work. For how long? I mean, it's gonna start out, you know, I'm just gonna get myself used to 3 hours, then I'm hopefully gonna get myself used to 4 hours, and after I get used to it, it'll just depend on the amount of time that I have before Starlight gets home. I'm gonna work myself up to doing more and more time. Grab the horse. Go to the community center. Is the music too loud? Like, is it too loud for you to hear me? Animal Crossing music, but this one is kind of louder than... Oh, Starlight! I love you! No, it's quiet? Okay. I think it's the dye bundle that I need the sunflower for. Okay. Take the right. Fiddlehead Fern Jeff. Copy. I really need to start going to Zed loves you too. Aw. How precious. And now I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Come on, people, get out of the way. Thank you. I really need to start going to that, traveling merchant, no, the merchant cart. Get it back to it, see you later. I love you too! Home. Old guy live. Isn't it? I think it's this house. Not Luce's. Not. Where did the olds live? Hey, Chiller, you need to sleep before you deal with those sun-based humans? Yeah. Oh, here they are. Here's where the olds live. Okay. Hey, Mama M. How are you doing today? Glad to see everyone piling on in here. Man, the only one I haven't seen yet is Levo, and that's unusual. I guess I better message him. Alright. So... suppose I'll go to the mine. Can always use more ore. I'm not quite rich enough to just buy the ore and stuff that I need in Stardew yet. Not sure, I'll have to check when I go back to the farm, but I think I might also have... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I might also have one shed that I've still yet to upgrade. By the way, you've reinstalled Genshin? Oh yeah? I was able to change my username on Genshin, so now, if my computer is capable of running it, theoretically I could play it on stream. I don't think I'd be able to play it on stream, though. I don't think my computer would be able to stream it. But I could play it and be, like, in a voice call with people on Discord. Pretty sure my computer won't handle streaming anything that's majorly 3D, though. I say majorly 3D because, like, this has different graphical layers on it. Some people would argue, oh, well, you know, technically, this is using some level of 3D. But if you find a way to do it, you don't mind. Yeah? Oh, helping with stuff in Genshin? I mean, if I find a way to stream it, I honestly don't think I will. You're at 47? Oh, can we even play because you're on a different server? I'm only adventure rank 24, I think. 22 or 24. Starlight's really high level, too. He's got all the paid characters. And the other server can't do anything until you made an alt. I see. Yeah, I'm definitely not on the Asia server. The thing is, like, I'm really antisocial, so when it comes to servers, it doesn't even really matter which server I'd pick, because I'm pretty much never going to play with anybody anyway. Genshin is really fun, and then there's a lot more story content out, and I'd like to Oh, and I'm not saying that to be, like, rude or anything, Zed. I mean, it's just, like, obviously, there are the rare cases where I would like to play with somebody, like, as in your case. It's just the typical, you know, typically I'm pretty antisocial, so it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep to myself anyways, it doesn't really matter what server I'm on. I want to find a slime-infested floor. How hard is it? Need to kill more slimes. Most people need you on a server. You'll be saving the other server as an on-stream thing? I see. Can't wait to get Minecraft going. I think that's gonna be like the first thing that I do when I finally get a Twitch paycheck. which I haven't even reached the cutoff for, and it takes a couple months for them to get it to you, even once you reach the payout point. But yeah, I'll buy like a Minecraft server and set it up with the mods that I want, and I'll play Minecraft. Mason got his after a month. Well, the thing is, you have to have $100 in there, or they're not going to pay you out whatsoever. And they check 15 days into the next month for if you met that threshold by the amount of time that you would have needed to. Like, I don't understand it entirely. I just know that since all of my earnings up to date were in September, it's gonna be delayed a bit. Because, like, the ones that they're paying out now are, like, the August one. His affiliate stream was a party, I see. I don't know enough people to throw a party. Where the heck is the stairs? Is it? Really? Under one of these? I've never seen. Oh, it was just right here. Passed it and then forgot it was there entirely. Yeah, I felt so bad when I was gonna play Magician's Quest Mysterious Times the other day. I'd finally gotten, like, my childhood friend to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll finally, you know, after knowing that you streamed and after you asking multiple times, I'm actually interested in this game, so I'm finally gonna show up. And I was so hyped. I was like, yeah, finally, I'm gonna show this game to somebody that I think will really like it. And then my computer just doesn't want to run the game and stream it. Those big sad hours. I really hope that a new heatsink will do it. If a new heatsink won't do it, then the options for fixing things get significantly more expensive. Thing is, like, I have people, like, people in my friend circle that are like, I don't think it's your hardware, I think it's just some software that's making it overheat. And it's like, my guy, the software is Streamlabs OBS. That is the software that's making it overheat. I don't do much on this computer. I don't do anything really questionable. Like, I would assume most people these days, I use my phone for any potentially questionable website visit. I don't think you'll be using Streamlabs OBS because it's a very heavy program. Yeah, but the problem is Streamlabs OBS is going to be the only OBS in the future. In case you wouldn't like it. It takes like 30% of my CPU. My computer definitely does not like it. My computer is a trooper and it's going to put up with it until I am able to afford a new one, I hope. Putting these winter roofs, I thought I was putting them. Yeah, here they are. 30% isn't that bad. I mean, let me see. So right now I'm at like, you use OBS Studio because Streamlabs tanked your frames. I'm sitting at between like 50 to 70% CPU usage to stream with Stardew. Because of Streamlabs OBS doesn't just run Streamlabs OBS.exe, it also runs OBS.exe underneath all of that. Streamlabs OBS is built on top of original OBS. So you're getting all of the impact, all of the performance hit of running regular old OBS, but without the GUI. Instead, you're getting an additional performance hit for Streamlabs OBS, which has a separate task for every single element and filter in your scene. And even if each of those individual tasks only takes a few percent, like, you can see how, especially if you're somebody who's trying to VTube, and like, for my avatar, like, my avatar has a crop and pad filter to get rid of the stuff that's not the avatar in the frame. It has a chroma key filter, and it has the source for the avatar itself. So just to load the avatar is 3 separate Streamlabs processes on my processor. And then you have to multiply that by every single source for every single object within the stream. So, you know, even the browser sources, at least the processing for those, the thinking for those is done by the website. You know, whatever website service you're using, like Triggerfire or Stream Stickers or whatever, but anything that's running on the computer, it's just like, because my computer's real old. I have a 10-year-old processor. It wasn't made for this. It 100% wasn't made for this. It never overheats if I'm just gaming. It just can't. The CPU heatsink is so... It's a stock AMD CPU heatsink. And when you're running it at higher utilization for an extended period of time, eventually the heat will be more than it can keep up with. I actually had an interesting error on my temperature monitor program. I used to use CPU temp and GPU temp all the time, but I installed speed fan to try and adjust and monitor the speed of my fans. And the only fan speeds that it monitors effectively are the CPU fan and the GPU fans, because all of my case fans are wired into a separate fan controller unit, and that fan controller unit is what's setting those fan speeds. So the fan controller unit isn't effectively reporting back to the motherboard. You think yours struggles with the RAM more than the heat? I know that mine struggles with RAM too. I mean, because I have DDR3 RAM. The fastest that RAM can be is 1600 megahertz. But even beyond that, whenever I look up my RAM in my computer, like when I load it into BIOS, it says that my RAM is 1600 megahertz speed. But when I look at it in my computer, it says that my RAM is 800 megahertz. So I'm not sure if the computer is seeing it wrong and the BIOS is running it correctly, or if the BIOS is running it incorrectly and the computer is seeing it correctly. Which one's right? They're telling me two different things. Who do I believe? The computer or the computer? But my computer's always been weird and messed up and funky like that. Like, it always gives inconsistent messages. And I think that's the reason why, like I said, my friends have always tried to be like, oh, Heather, it's just... Oh, I'm sorry, I just doxed myself. They're like, oh, Aria. It's just software. It's just software. But I don't think it is. And... yeah, I know, rip. But But they tell me, like, it's just software, just format your PC and it will be fine. Purge the tapes. I know, I'm gonna have to. Have to purge the VOD. Nuke it from orbit. It's not actually the biggest thing. I don't really care if people know. I just don't want to be too sloppy with it, that's all. People know my first name, it's not really the end of the world. But yeah, they're like, just format your computer. Just format it and see if it fixes it. But the thing is, like, here, this really triggers me. This actually triggers me. Because I used to be, I'm not anymore, but I used to be really, really, really into Android phones. And it was standard process for any phone service provider, for an AT&T, T-Mobile, along those lines. It was standard practice for those phone service providers, if there was ever anything wrong with your phone, to rule out the possibility of it being software, they would just flash your phone. Factory flash your phone. You'd lose all of your data. They wouldn't offer you backup. Back in those times, the Google Docs, Google Cloud backup wasn't automatic, and it wasn't as easy to set up as it is now. It wasn't pre-installed on everybody's crap. And they didn't have the Google Apps and Games interface to cloud save. So every time they would do that stuff, I would lose a lot of data. I've always been the kind of person that buys a phone with a fat storage on it, and I fill that thing up. And it would irritate me, it would upset me, like, to no end. I would be like, guys, look, I know what I'm talking about. I have looked at the phone. It is a hardware issue. You don't need to flash the phone. And if you do, it's just gonna make more work for me. Because all that means is, once you finally fix the issue, I have to flash all of my crap back onto the phone. And they would just not care every single time. Or they'd tell me, the worst thing was, just to get me to shut up, they'd tell me, okay, we'll only do it if we have to. And then as soon as my back was turned, they'd fucking do it. Like, it's still the first step of their troubleshooting. They're not gonna disobey their training. And I get that they're not gonna disobey their training. But it is some serious BS. And I just feel like the attitude has become that way about computers as well. It's like, oh, just to rule it out being hardware, just format the computer. Just reinstall Windows. And I definitely understand, like, I understand that there are times when, you know, like, if you've had a, like, let's say for my laptop. My laptop was originally built for Windows 7. It ran Windows 7 for many years. And then I upgraded it to Windows 10. And it started having some strange problems that it didn't have before. In the case of that, although reinstalling Windows did not work, and it bricked the computer, attempting to reinstall Windows was probably the correct diagnostic choice. Because even if it's wrong, there's only like a total of 500 gigs of memory in the laptop. I'm not losing that much. All of those saves on Steam and such are backed up by Steam Cloud saves. I'll be fine. But when it comes to my desktop, where the potential data loss is like multiple terabytes, I'm not so willing to just be like, oh yeah, just format it. Go ahead, format it, see if it works. If anything, I would rather do what I did last time. Which is like, last time, well, I mean, pretty much this is what I've done the last few times I've had computer issues. Rather than formatting a hard drive and losing stuff off of it, I'll just buy a new frickin' hard drive. Just buy a new hard drive, install Windows on it, and then keep my old hard drive not as the boot drive, just plugged into the PC so that I can, you know, so I can still access my data if I need to. I will be right back. 1 second. Just 1 second. Starlight popped home. I'm saying hi to him. Okay, here I am. I'm back. But yeah, hard drives are like a lot cheaper now. I think it only cost me around $100 for my 1 TB solid state that I use as my boot drive. Like now. Welcome back. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I needed seeds. I didn't just go in there for no reason. I needed seeds. See you when you get home! I really want some fairy roses. You can get a 3 TB hard drive for like $60. Oh yeah, I know. It's just if it's gonna be my boot drive... If it's gonna be my boot drive, I need it to be a solid state. I've gotten used to restarting and booting up in like under 30 seconds. I've gotten so used to it. I can't handle a physical platter boot drive anymore. Spoiled. But yeah, like rather than risk the data loss, I would really rather just save up. Yeah, I can't go back to a non-SSD boot drive. I mean, if it's not a boot drive, like I play Stardew, and most of my games I play off of physical drives because the game is just gonna get loaded into my RAM anyways, and how fast the drive is only really matters for the initial load speed. Yeah, I use the big ones for storage as well. I need to get some more hard drives in general for my computer. Back in the day, when this computer was first built, the version of Windows that I had would only properly see up to 2 TB of hard disk space, no matter how big the drive was. Now, some manufacturers like Samsung came up with their own ways to work around this. Samsung called it like Disk Wizard or Disk Magic or some BS like that. But Samsung Disk Magician, I think, is what it actually was. In any case, my friend at the time was a real computer whiz, and he's like, hey, let's just partition these drives into 1 2 TB partition and 1 1 TB partition. And I was like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's do that. So I don't have to use the software. But, what actually ended up happening is all these years later down the line, now that I've upgraded to Windows 7, not Windows 7, now that I've upgraded to Windows 10, the way that those are formatted, the way that those are partitioned, something about it is wrong. Because when I open up a partition manager, I can see that there are the partitions there, but I can't adjust them whatsoever. autocorrect keeps trolling you. Like, yeah, I can't adjust it whatsoever. I can't delete the other... Like, I can see the 2 terabyte partition. At least it left me with the 2 terabyte partition. I'd be really upset if it left me with the smaller of the two. But on each drive, all it sees is the 2 terabyte partition. When I open a partition manager, it sees the remainder, the extra 1 terabyte partition, but it just says that it's unallocated, and it doesn't let me expand the main partition in order to take up the entire space of the drive. And that makes me very upsetty. I don't know how else to describe the way it makes me feel. It's just, it's very upsetting. Like, I paid for that space. I wanted to be able to use it. But the only thing on those 2 drives, the only thing on those 2 physical drives, it's just a bunch of games that are installed, mods and stuff. My boot drive right now actually is pretty full. And while it would probably improve my computing experience to get a new boot drive and a fresh install of Windows, it would improve my computing experience more if I just, like, upgraded my whole computer. Ah. Wait a second. Do I just need gold? I forgot the wood. I don't think I'm gonna make it back here in time. Big shed. Yeah, I need... Wait a second. What? Yeah, wood and stone. What's the hours for this? Gotta remember to debloat your windows as well. I do my best, but every time it updates, they re-add everything. Need a whole new PC but can't afford to? Yeah. It's definitely my top priority for saving up. Get a new PC. I know I'm not gonna make it back over there in time, so I guess there's really no point grabbing the wood and stone, but you know, I'll have it for tomorrow then. Suppose I can go chop some more wood too. Computers are just so expensive these days. Especially with how hard it is to get a hold of GPUs and everything. There's like a... Okay, well, I'm paying off to get a new PC because yours was Garbo? Yeah. Because when your alarm goes off, you really need to go to sleep. Yell if I get bot rated. Okay, if I get bot rated, I will yell very loud. Hopefully I won't get bot rated. I do suspect that happening sometime soon, though, to be honest. But I'm just a paranoid person, all in all. So even I don't put too much stock into the things I suspect. Anyone have a battery pack? Yeah. I'm sure it's your TV remote that you need it for. What you use called Bot that protects you from bot raids? Yeah? I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a bot raid. It might be. I just think it's gonna be a hate raid. I mean, I can explain the reasoning why. Here, just let me... Yeah, okay. I can explain the reason why I think that it might happen. So, like, a while ago when I was playing Pokemon and Moemon, a certain person, you know, came around and said, like, hey, don't put your stream in the general Pokemon category. People don't like it, and it'll make you a target for hate raids. And they just kind of... It was a, you know, friend, air quotes, of mine. And it was kind of out of nowhere, and I was kind of like, what the heck? Okay. Need as much protection as possible? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely do. But it's just, for somebody to just come out of nowhere and just, like, volunteer that information, it just seems really sus to me. Oops. Oh yeah, that's actually correct. And the reason why it seems so sus to me isn't just because, like, it's a person I don't like or something. But it's because that person... First thing you do is slap on sub mode or emote mode so you have time to clean. Yeah. Inventory always full. But yeah, so the person that came in and said that randomly has, in the days since then, appeared to be maybe a little bit jelly. And I hate to say that, I really do. It makes me feel like, I don't know, narcissistic to think someone is jealous of me. But it really does seem that way. It seems like they're a little bit jealous, and the most recent time, like, I went over this, I told it to Mason as well. Like, it was just some petty crap. The most recent time that I posted on that individual's server in their Shout Yourself Out channel, they then, like, instantly went and DM'd Starlight to get Starlight playing a game that would be really loud, like have a lot of voice comms, a lot of yelling. And then everybody, you know, that was watching my stream had to hear it, and the second that I said, okay guys, I have like 15 minutes left, I'm gonna go find somebody to raid, the very second those words left my mouth, the guy was like, okay, yeah, I'm done gaming, I have to go to bed, I have to be at work tomorrow. So, like, the fact that it's that same guy that warned me about hate raids, and that I know that same guy hangs out freaking everywhere on Discord and has a bunch of connections, it just makes me really hardcore sus. Like, oh yeah, you're going around warning everybody that if they do X, Y, and Z, they might get hate raided. And I'm sure if I did keep doing X, Y, or Z thing that you said not to do, I would get hate raided. And I'm sure that you'd be, like, right there in line to tell me that you told me so. It just seems so sus to me. But I know that, like, that's me being paranoid. I have to tell myself that. Like, it's me being paranoid. It has to be. Not everybody is out to get me. But just because I'm paranoid, it doesn't mean they're not out to get me as well. I'm just scared because, I Like I says stuff like, oh yeah, I've known a bunch of, it's happened to a bunch of people in the VTuber Discord I hang out in. They've gotten hate rated and they, the comments show up on their stream window and then they get banned from Twitch and they have to start their entire account over again. And it just seems like they're trying to spook me. I'm like, yeah, successfully spooked. Too spooky for me. I don't have enough time for the watermelons. Understand the logic, but it's just one of those hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah, of course. Yeah, leave it where you would catch that stuff pretty fast. Yeah, I'm not pulling my hair out over it. I'm not like super stressed about it. It had the same vibe to me as, in a movie when a fucking mob boss stops by a place of business and they're like, oh yeah, real nice store you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. Yeah, they're primarily against trans and POC on the platform. Although the guy tried to tell me that me just being a VTuber and being an actual femme-voiced individual would also make it more likely. So who knows? It's not even like trolling or getting insulted that I'm scared about. I'm literally only scared about people coming in here, saying bad words, having it show up for a split second on the screen, and then me getting banned for it. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. I don't really care about people harassing me. But yeah, I know I have to make myself not worry about it. Or like, yesterday, when we were kind of talking about in chat, how, Starlight said a guy came into his chat, Starlight's chat, and hung out and talked and watched for a while, and said that they would have donated to him, but they decided not to, because his top donation spot said it was from him, and they thought he was doing that to make his numbers look higher. Now, people on the internet are stupid, but Levo, or another chatter I can't remember, raised a great point. If that was the case, if somebody was going to donate to themselves to make their numbers look higher, yeah, what the fuck is the point in saying that? Even if somebody was going to do that, why would they put their name so it showed up as them? Like, there's no point in saying it. But not only is there no point in saying it, it's just stupid on its face. If somebody was going to do that, they'd do it better, Or they'd just say, like, anonymous. Like, in what world would a viewer not see that and just assume, oh yeah, their chat was fucking with them? And Starlight got really, like, kind of a little bit upset by it too, because apparently when Starlight raided out into somebody, they did immediately donate to that person that he raided into. Now, to me, like, instantly, my first assumption was like, yeah, maybe it's a sock puppet account of somebody that we know. Like, somebody that would say that just to get to Starlight, and do that just to get to him. Because, like, honestly, nobody else, like, people generally aren't that bothered about other people's lives. Usually when people go through the effort to troll somebody, it's very little, you know? Like the people that go, I'm bored by. Yeah, it's not an airport. You don't need to announce departures. I mean, I can't see any reason to say it and to announce it other than just to try and bother the streamer. And while there are certainly people that are going to try to do that, it's so weird because like, I feel like hardly anybody's come in here to bother me. But Starlight gets bothered all the time. I mean, not all the time. But, like, when he's streaming, even if I'm watching and I'm sitting in chat, like, sometimes I'll be asleep. And he said, like, somebody told him he had a really bad voice or something. And I just don't get that. I really don't get it. Like, you know, there is thousands, millions of people streaming on Twitch. There's no point for somebody to sit there and bug a streamer. Unless they know the streamer and they're just trying to get a rise out of them. I mean, I used to be a real prolific internet troll, and I would never put that much effort into trolling somebody unless I knew them and I was really trying to fuck with them. And maybe that's just me. It's just, you know, it's the internet, and anybody can just make a sock puppet account for themselves at any freaking time and run around claiming anything they want. And like knowing that, it's like how can you? It's not as it's easier said than done. But knowing that, how can you let stuff get to you? Somebody comes into your stream to bug you, like you don't know anything about them. They could be like the worst person in the world. People make an effort to get a bunch of accounts banned with the same streamer, try and get to them. Yeah, there's a particular person that I watch on Twitch. Mama M is familiar with them. Ben, Bleep Blop Ben. I watch him quite a bit, and yeah. There have been times when people have been getting banned out of Ben's chat, and they'll literally be making more accounts and just making the name of the account like Ben is a dum-dum. It's like the most brain-dead harassment grade school bullshit you can think of. It's trolls all day, every day, yeah. And Ben, like, you know, Ben and his mods will just sit there and roast him and get a laugh out of it. But if somebody's, like, just starting out, if they're new to streaming, and they maybe have only mods that are on during certain times of the day, or if they're just not ready for that, like, if they're just not ready to face that, I feel like it can catch people off guard. Plus, there's the fact that, you know, I mean, trolling on Twitch, being a toxic little butt munch, is kind of the norm. I'm sure people have been banned from Twitch for being toxic, but I've not personally seen it. Like, it usually seems like, Twitch only really polices the streamers, and kind of just trusts the mods of various streamers to police the actual viewers. And I'm sure that there's some level of, like, detection for their system. But it just seems to me like they don't do much for people being really toxic and mean and shitty. IP ban doesn't even work. Viewers don't have to care about shit. Viewers don't have to care about an IP ban. The thing is, IP ban isn't like the be-all end-all. But the be-all end-all isn't something that anybody wants to do. So, the reason, in my opinion, why it's so easy for people to mouth off and do dumb shit on the internet is because there's really no consequences. Even if you ban them, they can just make a new account. But there's one thing that's a little bit more difficult to do, and it's something that Twitch, through their connection to Amazon, has a very unique ability to do. Because using the data that Twitch and Amazon together have, if somebody was a toxic little butt munch on Twitch, even if they were using a sock puppet, they could link that back to their actual Amazon account. And if people suddenly had to face real consequences, like, oh hey, you're grounded from your Prime shipping because you were being a little shithead. I don't think that's going to happen. But at least it might give people some pause. If there was able to be a way that they could face real consequences. I mean, you know, I'm 100% sure that, like, Twitch/Amazon can easily connect the dots if they see, oh, hey, this Amazon linked account always signs out right before this freshly created non-Amazon linked account on the same IP. Probably those are the same person. And if they're not the same person, they're at least using the same machine. Oh wait, there's the traveling merchant today. So let me go do that. I mean, and obviously, like, I don't even think being grounded from your Prime shipping would be that good of a punishment. It would probably creep people out way more if, like, Amazon just sent, like, a letter in the mail just saying, hey, we know you're being a shithead on Twitch. Stop it. People who don't use Amazon still won't care, but yeah, it's something that could make a difference. No traveling cart. I guess it's Sundays. Friday and Sundays. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, you know, a lot of the world, stuff that you do online, you really have no consequences for. There's been a lot of negative remarks made on the internet based on, like, in, you know, UK countries. People say some terrible stuff on the internet and they actually face real-world consequences, like inciting speech or hate speech charges, depending on what they said. And people get so mad about that. And they're always like, oh man, free speech is the #1 thing. But if you get to know most of those people, they're not actually very dedicated to free speech. Because there are definitely things you can say in front of them that will offend them and that they will not want you to say. It has been, like, I literally, you know the old Voltaire free speech quote, the I don't agree with what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. I haven't heard anybody say that. I haven't seen anybody quote it since I was in high school. Free speech advocates don't even pretend to believe in that anymore. Not that I've seen. I mean, how could they? How could they parrot that quote and then turn around. There are legal rules that do extend to online, but it's not enforced much. Yeah. The quote, I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I think it's, you know, said in old-timey English proper phrasing, but, like, I don't agree with what you say, but I'll defend to your death the right to say it. It's something like that. I know it's a Voltaire quote. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody saying that for a long time. You never heard anything like that? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what people used to bring up when they were advocating for free speech. Like, they'd just be trying to say, like, on principle, everybody should be able to represent their ideas, even if you don't agree with it. And while that's extremely flawed, at least it's something that, if it was equally enforced, it might be generally palatable to most people. Certainly sounds good. Yeah, I only see freedom of speech being used to let me do what I want. Exactly. That's what people are like these days. People are like, oh man, yeah, freedom of speech for me, but not for anybody else. Like anytime, oh my gosh, anytime, somebody has certain pronouns they want you to respect. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have to. Free country, I don't have to respect you. Like, how are people gonna think that's gonna make them some friends? Like, it's not. I think that they needed to put Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood back on TV. We need to learn how to be good neighbors again. And I say that knowing that I'm sure there's some things the man did that were not ideal, but I also know that he did some things to try and, you know, he was at least trying to make the world slightly better. That's more than I can say for a lot of people. Getting spicy on the morning stream. That's what, like, I feel like I was just watching Ben today, and then I was watching other like politics stuff in the morning, so I feel like it got me all amped up. The thing that gets me though is that, like, people are like, oh yeah, free speech, but freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. So like, you're free to say anything you want, but everybody that hears you say that is also free to react to it how they want. And depending on the severity of what you've said, for example, if you've made some unkind comments about somebody's mother, or if you've called some very severe names, sometimes those things will be met with a very negative reaction. Yeah, it means that they can do what you want in the store, but not, can't in my home, yeah. I mean, you know, I live in US, and, you know, obviously everybody knows that US is doing very bad, doing very, very bad with COVID. And that whole, like, First Amendment right, trying to use that to defend their choice to not wear a mask or not get vaccinated. It's so weird because all of the rationality that people use for that is like they already abide by other things using the same rationality. It's a public health thing. Why do you think stores get to say no shirt, no shoes, no service? Talking with a flatmate about COVID passports and stuff? Yeah. Like, if you're going outside dressed in clothes that cover your genitalia, congratulations, you are a government sheep. Like, if you're trying to use the same logic for anything else that people do for masks. It's the government that tells you you're not supposed to be naked outside. But, you know, compared to the anti-maskers, you see relatively few people being nudists. Especially during this time of year in the US. It gets real cold. A lot of people just wanna bundle up. I mean, but expecting logical consistency from most people is sadly a bit too much to ask these days. In stories about anti-maskers ripping masks off other people's faces, yeah, that's just effed up. I try to go outside as little as possible, even before the pandemic. I'm very scared of people. And seeing the attitudes that people have against medically fragile or immunocompromised people, it made me even more scared. I'm somebody who, I've had pneumonia twice before, and both times I almost died. And with pneumonia being the most common complication that arises from COVID, you know, I've tried to be very diligent about it. I'm vaccinated, I wear my mask, all that stuff. But seeing all the drama outside and seeing people be like taking people's masks off or trying to get up in their face and real breathe on them, like, it just makes me so scared of people. It makes me scared to go outside. And it feels even worse when they're like, oh, well, who cares? The only people that are dying are the people that had something wrong with them anyways. Like, even saying that, like, me saying it myself and hearing it myself gives me a chill. Like, it just hurts. It feels bad. I don't know how people can be that heartless to other human beings. Not cool. And I'm not even somebody with extremely fragile health. Like, I'm not super familiar, but I've heard that Iron Mouse has like a compromised immune system, and I feel like you hospitalized because after you got vaccinated, then you got sick off another kid who hadn't been. Oh, gosh. It's just gross. People disregard for other people. You have a compromised immune system? Yeah. A lot of people do. A lot of people do, I think. And I think that the majority of folks just don't realize how common that is. So when people say stuff like that, it's really cold, it's really callous, it can hurt. You have a lot of friends that do too, Zed? it's not such an uncommon thing anymore. Yeah, it's just not a physically visible thing. Even if they just say, like, oh yeah, it's only, like, old people. Like, even saying that, like, that's kind of a dick thing, too. Okay, so I guess you've elected yourself the determiner of how long is long enough to live? But yeah, I mean, if there's anything that I could say about it, even though I know I'm preaching to the choir, the only people I got in my chat already are cool people. But if there's anything I could say about it that maybe someday somebody will hear, just like try to actually respect other people. You know, think about how it would feel if somebody said something that uncaring to you. Because, you know, we don't, I'm just angry now, goddammit. Zed, no, Zed, you need to go to sleep. Yeah, just, it's not, like, if we actually put an effort to try and respect each other, I think people can do it. I believe in people. It's a big leap of faith, but try hard enough, anything can be possible. Trying to not get too doomer over here. With enough lube. Yeah, with enough lube, anything is possible. We can even be nice to each other. Oh wait, wrong line? I wonder, are they supposed to go on the grinder? Oh. Alright, so now the traveling cart should be... Need to update your grinder? No. I was saying, I wonder if the peanuts go in the grinder to make peanut butter. Or where I put them to make them into peanut butter. I like when the cat melts. Nut grinder, that's my bad. Cranberry sauce. Snail. Do I need a snail? I don't know. Those things. segments I need. Parent and leave your older lifestyle behind. Seven days? Not sure I'll make it. Suppose I could just go for wheat. Wheat work! Good. Where is it? Oh. Barley, wait. Okay, I can take some barley. There we go. Really, Leah? Really, Kent? Can't start the game. I really was gonna try and stream for longer today, but I think I'm getting a little sleepy. Around a half hour. We'll find someone to read. It's gonna be hard for me to adjust to being awake at this hour, that's for sure. Yay, 2 diamonds! I need the snail. Yeah, apparently I do need the snail. In the fishing. Crab pot. Oh, this will complete my crab pot bundle. Nice. Need a crab pot for that, huh? 3 of them? That can be fine, because I have automate, so I can just put the 3 crab pots down with a chest next to them, and I'll get infinite free loot. Starlight is showing. Oh, darn, it is, yeah. There we go. Fuck. Fuck. when stinky villagers get in your way. Just run against them, you can walk through them. Yeah, but it takes a few seconds. Oh, I'm not sure. Is that close enough? Is that where I would want it? I'm not sure. Anchor. Getting so yawny. Oops, I didn't mean to drink it. Oh, Bleem Blomp Ben. Oh my god, Ben is raiding me! Yay! Thank you! Thank you so much for the raid. Let me get a shout out going. Abolish. Welcome in, raiders. Here we go. Oh wait. This is it. Alright. Some politics action. Zed! Zed, why would you do this to me? Alright, so welcome in, raiders. Zed has redeemed a treat for you. Ara ara, chatters. What is this? What are all these emotes? Oh, Bunny Ben! Thank you! Thank you, Superfly Trans Guy for the follow! Thank you, Autumnal Thrall for the follow! So hype! Ashleen! You like the treats? Oh yeah, the RR is a redeem, so anybody can redeem it. I think it's only like 400 points or something. So awesome. I guess that's the huge plus to streaming during the morning. That's when Ben streams. Yeah, help yourself to the sound alerts too. There's sound alerts, there's stickers, there's plenty of fun ways to interact with the stream and spam me. No drama, boobas.
Hello, motherfucker.
So the easy way to make friends in Stardew is just literally give everybody in the town beer every night. Oh, she doesn't like it. Penny doesn't like it. Penny, Sebastian, and Sophia are the only ones I've found so far that don't like it. Feeling a positive energy from this gift. There we go. had to get that angle right so you guys could see it. Got the whole crew in here now. That's amazing. So yeah, guys, I kind of do a chill stream, although I have been talking surprisingly a lot about politics adjacent things. Free beer, right? Free beer in this town. You just gotta give people free beer every day. I'm pretty sure that you could actually befriend people that way. More of a whiskey drinker. I'm waiting. I need to grind a whole nother year. Because when in fall year 3, I get a still and I can start making hard liquor. And yeah, I can make whiskey. Yeah, I think a lot of people have seen Stardew before, because I think Ben's played it a couple times on his stream, more of a coffee drinker. Yeah? The coffee maker...
Hello, motherfucker.
The coffee maker is a gift, I think, for befriending somebody, maybe? Maybe completing the community center? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you can't buy the coffee maker, though. I think you have to get it as a gift. Oh, Rolly, thank you for the follow! So just for everyone who knows, I normally don't do politics stuff. I normally do more chill streams. I'm kind of a hidden lefty, you know? We have the Soviet anthem as a redeem on the channel. We salute to it. But those who don't, you know, don't know, think it's just a meme. And those who do know, they know. And then alcohol for a while, just don't enjoy it like you used to. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I normally just play chill games. For a while I played Moemon, which was a Pokemon mod. And no, I've just been playing Stardew. I'm kind of trying to play Stardew until I get my computer fixed up enough to stream something else. Hoping sometime later on in the month or in November I'll be able to get a Minecraft server started up. Stardew Ghost. This is so awesome! I'm so happy to finally get the Ben raid! I didn't actually see the man himself post anything in chat, though. I wonder, was he busy? It's okay. Maybe he's hanging out in his Discord. Ben got partner recently. That's so amazing. So amazing to me. I remember watching Ben, and it would just be a chill time the whole way through. Like, I remember when he palling around with, like, a dozen people. Oh, I need to update my thing too. It used to. It says I stream multiple times a day, and I guess ideally I still would. Like, I'll probably do this stream, and then I'll do one later in the evening. But sometimes if my computer... the headshot. But sometimes if my computer starts overheating, then I'm not able to get to one of my streams. I'm saving up for that. Heatsink and fan. The fan is like in the middle of the heatsink fins. It looks really cool. I hope it makes my computer so cold that it freezes its little computer wires off. Because I want to be able to play more than just Stardew. I love Stardew, but I do want to play more than just that. There we go. Like, the first game that I started trying to play when I was starting streaming was Garden Paws, but that was a 3D game, and my computer didn't want to handle it. Alright, I need to take the cotton up here. I love this grass mod so much. Makes it so pretty. I really am wondering how you make olive oil. And I'm also wondering how I get that last 8 heart event with Shane to get those blue chickens unlocked. Maybe I have to go down into Marnie's house? Suppose I can try that. I don't think I'll be able to get the event, though. Because it's raining. The potatoes! Man, those potatoes are great. But yeah, guys, I normally stream chill games. I really appreciate everyone hanging out, raiding in from Ben's stream. I hope that you guys had a great time over there. I was over there a couple hours ago, kind of chatting around. Yeah, always a nice, fun vibe at Ben's place. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of drama, you know, I got some trolls in the chat, but it's okay. Ben's got, like, the best mods ever. They can handle it. Gotta dunk on those chuds. I'm like, a mod that can be trusted? Yeah. Ben's got an elite team of mods with a very specific set of skills. Zed's like, a mod that can be trusted not to spam potatoes? Does such a thing exist? Uh-oh. Well, the slimes don't hurt that much anyways. But that slowdown is annoying. So, there's a secret note that tells me to check out behind the community center, and I have to remember to do that this winter. Oh wait, there's still a little bit more wood for me to get. Yeah, I normally do one stream earlier in the day around now, and another one that would be in the evening. Dragon Princess, thank you for the follow! I really appreciate it. And I'm a VTuber, obviously, as you can tell. My character lore, that I am a priestess, a witch, running a coven. Oh yeah, I feel like we should... Here we go, we should put the disc. There we go. Yeah, if you want to know what's going on, when I'm going live, you can either drop a follow, or you can join the Discord. I always post there before I go live. Sometimes right as I'm going live. You can also chat with me there, chat with other viewers as well. I don't have any crazy cool chat bots set up yet, but, you know, that'll come with time. Let's see. What I'm wondering. Constantly checking the Discord. So any questions, I'll answer if you can. Yeah! You joined! Yay! Awesome! Thank you for joining the Discord. Sorry, I was just stretching. It's gonna be so weird whenever I, sound so much like a singer stream I follow. You have very soothing voices. Aw, thank you! Glad I have a horse of cool cats. Yeah! We try to be cool cats. I mean, it is a Discord connected to a Twitch channel, so sometimes, I will say sometimes that a gamer wanders in, and they're a little bit too gamer, but, you know, we do our best. Oh my god, that's the message for when you love cat people? Ah, kitty cats. I miss my baby cat so much. I mean, I'm kind of just trying to go like past time in this game, past days, as long as they don't mind your pupper. Yeah. I've had a chance to itch your banhammer finger, but you're waiting for a gamer. Yeah, abolish gamers. So I know everybody in here is from Ben's chat, so a lot of you probably don't know that much about me. I have changed my name. I was a kind of regular in Ben's chat for a while, a few months ago. Then some stuff started getting weird in my IRL life. Cats using your arm for a pillow. Aww, that's so precious. I love when kitties do that. I love when kitties lay on you and sleep on you. It's like you've been chosen. The pig is using. You have a pet pig? Oh my goodness. Dragon Princess, if you join the Discord, I would like to respectfully request a picture of your cute little piggle. Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for. I'm just glaring at you. Neville is your baby. Yay! Oh, so cute. I was like seeing videos of pigs and like when they hear something they flop their ears in the direction of the sound. It's the most adorable thing. But yeah, as I was saying, like stuff started getting kind of weird in my real life. And I ended up like moving across the country. I moved like 2,000 miles across the country. I used to be in the Midwest and now I'm on the West Coast. It's definitely a lot different. And I love it here. I love it here, but it's not easy to bring pets across the country. Pigs are so smart too. Yeah, I think that pigs are like easily as smart or smarter than dogs. Can't you teach pigs tons of different tricks? Yeah, I moved across the country and my kitty moved in with my mom. But every time every time I'm using my phone, it's always like, hey, check out your pictures from a year ago. And it's usually like, because I had a kitty cat, so it was usually a picture of my cat, and every time my phone does that, I'm like, oh, my precious baby kitty. Third smartest animal, not including humans. Yeah? Sweet. What does Neville know how to, like, have you, kind of taught Neville tricks, or is the trick just being a cutie pie? Neville's smarter than a lot of humans, you know? I bet, yeah. Yeah, humans are sometimes a little dumb. I mean, like, it's a choosing to be acting unintelligent, which is unfortunate. Animals make better decisions than humans do. Not all the time, but some of the time. Let's see. I have in here. Still carting around that heater. Can make another sap tap. I think I just need wood. Maybe not. Oh, and a copper bar. Here, let me see. Some messages. Discord. Oh! The Pornhub noise! Sack taps are not nice. Oh no! Who got sack tapped? Okay, copper bars. You didn't like it? Then sit. Figure 8. So, pops up from the floor. Aww! Closes dishwasher and cabinet for you? That's amazing! Not even a pet, he's like a full assistant. Amazing. I wish I had a pet that could help me out with all that stuff. That's so cool. Oh, you disabled, he helps you a lot. Well, that's amazing. I'm glad. I hope you give him lots of pets. You have a pet that can do that too? Yeah? I mean, I've seen cats go into cabinets and close the cabinet behind them, but I've never seen them do it. Help out their human. Aww. Helps you out. Aww. Well, I'm really glad he can do that for you. That's one of the, it's a really hard thing to do, for sure. Things get weird when I refer. Oh, I see, Zed. You talking about your kiddo? Yeah, that's a really tough thing, Dragon Princess. So I'm glad that he helps you. Emotional support, baby. I bet he's a little love bug. I mean, I gotta say it's probably a given. It's probably what everybody says, but I think the cutest parts of pigs are their tail and their snoot. Especially when they sniff stuff and their nose wiggles around. I think that's very cute. I mean, most animals have pretty cute noses, to be honest. Cute little snuffly noses. It is too this weekend. You get suspend. Ah, yeah. Watching Netflix. What's up here again? I don't even remember. What is that? What is this? Oh god, there's flying skulls! Oh my god, this... Okay, okay. It just said a skull on the sign. Is it Skull Cavern? I don't... There shouldn't be a shortcut to it over here. You have to go to the desert to get there. Baselines. Come on, guy. There we go. It's so awesome. I'm so glad I streamed early today now. A bunch of people hanging out. Really curious about this cave. I have a bunch of food, so I have a bunch of energy. Maybe an alternate way into the mines? I need to watch Squid Game. The first time I tried watching it, I tried watching the dub. The dub was not my favorite experience. Make some food in like half an hour? Yeah. Come on. There we go. Some food. Uh-oh. Alright. Skeletal hand. Spooky. Why would you watch a dub? Well, the reason why I would watch a dub is because my hubby doesn't like to read subs. Come on, can we do this? I'm not sure. Oh god, oh god, oh god. No, I was so close! Squid Game just sounds like someone saw anime and marketed it to normies. God, I hope I didn't lose anything important. What did I lose? 5,000 G. 6 item! Oh my god, no! My sword! You are the normies. There's a piglet in the Discord, oh my god. Oh, he's so cute! Look at that baby!
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
That's not unacceptable, that's precious. Look at the snoot and the happy face. A precious little oinker. Alright, I can pay to get the sword back. I don't know if I can pay for everything else. Drop it off in your mailbox tomorrow. Not gonna let me. Oh, this might be a better sword actually than... Yeah, it's too cute! This is a better sword than the obsidian edge that I have. I wonder. This sucks that almost all of the ore I lost. At least I didn't lose the, like, 200 beer. Because I would have had to pay for that instead of my sword. Right. Whoops. Ore doesn't go in here. Awesome. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the museum. Hope so. Maybe not. I think 5 might be when things close instead of 6. Oh, no, no. I guess not. Here we go. Potato alert! Oh wait, I need to... the anchor. Alright. Oh, a rare crow. Current pecs. Let's see. Oh, what a big boy! And there's a little pupper down there too. Oh, he looks so happy. He looks like a smiley baby. Look at that adorable face. That's a boy that needs some pets. I'm so happy that you have such a cute, precious animal to help you out. You know, because I mean, when you have a companion like animal companion, like you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, they need to go back to their home and their family because, like, you know, you're their family. You have 15 pets. He's your baby. Yeah. Just rare crow down here, I suppose. Well, I made it almost entirely through fall. You have enough trouble taking care of yourself? 15 pets. Are you in heaven? Surrounded by cute animals all day? Alright. A lot of people here. I know, yeah, it's thanks to the Ben raid. A lot of people here. I am gonna start peeping around for someone to raid in a little bit. Who have we got? I mean, honestly, I don't have... The only people that I have that I'm subscribed to are On and Critical. Thought that would happen. Yeah, the Ben raid. Hmm. Freya. Hmm. Oh, how am I gonna... Let me go look at, Masons. You only have large streams online? Aw. Yeah. I hope you're okay, Dragon Princess. I mean, I'm sure you are. You got a lot of love, a lot of critters that love you. That are there helping you. But you know, still hoping that you're feeling good every day. Uh-oh, my Discord froze. Yeah, Zed, I'm not sure. Are you still there? I have large streams online too. Well, I can just look in the Stardew category. When did I first start streaming? I started streaming right around a month ago. If you guys, yeah, you can hear me. Let's... Alright, there's quite a few people playing it. Stardew. Let's go find some. for a random. You could recommend Huts Gaming. Clock 9. Let me look up Huts Gaming. Oh, they're playing yeah, Binding of Isaac.
Like a nice
The big Isaac streamer. I see.
Always.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna say... Let's go see Alley Cat. Or, yeah, if anyone in chat has any stream recommendations, please let me know, or I'm gonna be raiding Alley Cat. Nice to meet you all. Gotta feed the babies lunch now. Oh, thanks. Nice to meet you too, Dragon Princess. I will see everybody on another stream later today, and I will set up that raid. I do want to give one last chance to hop in the Discord or support the stream. I do always appreciate it. I'm saving up for a new heatsink for my computer so that it hopefully doesn't overheat as much. But yeah, let's go raid into Alley Cat. I think they've pretty much just started streaming in general. Yep, see you later. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and thanks Ben once again for the raid!